Okay, so we are in causal inference in statistics, this book right here. We're all the way down into chapter 3 now, and we're on question 3.3.3. Okay, so here we are basically revisiting a question done earlier, study question 1.2.4, in which there was a scenario laid out and we answered some questions about it. So we're going to revisit that same scenario and answer some more questions about it. And they're very similar to what we've already done in 1.2.4. So you might want to go back and watch that one, maybe not. So this is the scenario, and you can read it for yourself, but I will just kind of encapsulate it by answering part A, because part A says to capture that story with a DAG. All right. So here I'm just copying and pasting the DAG I already made for question 1.2.4, okay? And this is what it looks like. So the general idea here is that there are some patients that have been randomized to receive a drug, I think for depression is the idea. Now, in this whole story that was laid out, the participants that were going to receive the drug versus the placebo were assigned a specific ward. So in other words, there's some people will get the drug, some people will get the placebo, and they've been segregated to separate wards, and those separate wards have separate nurses, and one of those nurses on one of those wards decides to give out lollipops, and in fact give out lollipops to patients that had that seemed more depressed, I guess, to cheer them up or something like that. Okay, so, well, that's the basic idea. All right, so now in part B, we're supposed to determine, by applying the backdoor criterion, which variables we should control for in our attempt to get an unbiased estimate of the effect of drug on outcome. Okay, and so to do that, we're going to try to find all the backdoors into drug and see if we should condition somewhere in that, in that path. But if you look here, there are no backdoors for drug, right? If you took the time to read the question, they've been randomized to receive drug or not. And by randomizing, we've already experimentally cut off all of the backdoors, right? So we don't condition on anything actually here, right? Drug is already randomized. Okay. Okay, so now for part C, we are meant to apply the adjustment formula for the effect of the drug on recovery. Okay, so generically, the adjustment formula looks like this, right? It's this do formula here, right? So probability of y do x, or probability of recovery, call it, given do drug, all right? And it looks like this generically, all right? Where we marginalize, that's what this summation means, over kind of these the backdoor nodes that we want to condition on, right? But we already saw that there's nothing to condition on. There's no backdoor things that we want to condition on, right? So here, our expression just looks like probability of y given x, and this is the completely unadjusted formula. We don't need to adjust for anything here, right? So the interventional probability statement here is equivalent to the observational probability statement here. And I think it's important to understand why. The reason is because experimentally we have already gone through and severed the confounding factors by randomizing drug. Okay. Had we not done that, we would have to try to do that statistically, and that's what the do operator is attempting to do. Okay. And now for part D, we want to repeat parts A through C, but now the nurse gives the lollipop a day after the study. Okay, but nothing changes, so the DAG, well, how do I say this? The DAG might change, right? We might reconfigure these guys right here to where, well, we might just remove lollipop altogether because, well, it doesn't matter. But again, we're not going to condition on anything, and the idea, and well, let me state this more clearly. Lollipop being received after treatment is going to have no effect on anything that happened during the study. because in our estimates already of trying to find the effective drug on outcome, lollipop we're not doing anything with lollipop. Lollipop is similarly irrelevant there. It doesn't matter that 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 now the lollipop is being given afterwards. It doesn't change anything that we've done so far. Okay. Sorry about that last one. That got a little hairy, but I hope that I hope it was clear enough. So okay.